Hello, everyone. Hope you're enjoying this lovely Sunday. And I thought maybe some of you might want to get an early start on next week's activities. So, after I get through doing this little update, I'm going to publish the folder and then everything will be open and you're welcome to get in there and start working. But I wanted you to know that this is our last week of graded activities, and those activities are for juniors only. Seniors, you are not participating in any more new learning in my course. Your job is to make up any missing assignments you have by May 21st. And juniors, you'll have a similar assignment after we get through this last final week of new learning. So let me repeat, because I'm thinking maybe I'm not making sense. This week's activities, May the 18th, which is tomorrow, through May the 21st, these activities are for juniors only. Your new learning continues. Seniors, you are done with new learning. Your job is to get in there and make up any assignments you have not yet completed. I sent you a message earlier today. Mr. Gebhardt and Mrs. Otten, I do believe, have also sent out messages about what will happen to you if you do not make up missing work, and it affects your, and obviously it will affect your GPA in a negative way. So seniors, if you have any questions, feel free to message me through Schoology or you can email me and I'll be happy to answer any concerns that you have. But either way, when you open up the new learning activities, juniors, you're going to see 3 different folders and there are directions for those folders. So we'll open that up. And basically, we're going to do this one final week to give you a little introduction to fingerprinting, which is also known as dactyloscopy. And so I'm so sorry that we were not in class together to cover this unit because it's probably my favorite. And the labs that we would have done were absolutely awesome, but it is what it is. So I just try to give you a smattering of things that I thought might be of interest to you. So again, there are 3 folders. Activity folder 1 is an Edpuzzle that explains how fingerprints are even created, since no 2 people have identical fingerprints, not even identical twins. Thought you might find that interesting. And then there is a part of a fingerprint POGIL that will let you learn about the 3 main fingerprint patterns, which are arches, loops, and whorls. And then the third activity is going to be your choice. There are 2 different activities in this folder. You only have to do one. One is a lab that I thought you could do at home if you have tape and a pencil. For those of you who don't have those activities at home, or excuse me, those items, I should say, at home, or you just like fingerprint information through a forensics file episode better, there's also a forensics file episode that you can watch. So again, you're not doing both. You're doing either the forensics file episode that deals with the importance of fingerprints, or you're doing the fingerprint lab. So when we go back to the main folder, when you open up activity folder 1, there are directions, and I hope you see this check mark. I've now figured out how to make it so that you have to do things in a certain order. So in order to open up the Edpuzzle, you're going to have to read the directions first. So the directions say, please watch the video and complete the Edpuzzle to gain some information on what creates your fingerprints. There is no submission page for this assignment because it automatically syncs with Schoology. The only requirement that I have is that you get a 70% or better on the Edpuzzle. So that is activity 1. Let me open up the Edpuzzle for you. And so there it is. And it's only, I think it's like 8 or 9 minutes, and I don't have that many questions. So that should not take you very long. But again, it is the activity that I want you to do first for the fingerprinting assignments. So activity folder 1 is an Edpuzzle. When you go back then to the main folder and you get the Edpuzzle completed, notice again there's a check mark. You can move on to activity number 2 or activity folder 2. There are directions. Basically, you're going to complete the fingerprint POGIL, then you're going to submit your POGIL. It's in a Google Doc. So you guys have gotten really good with submitting that. So when you finish the Google Doc, you're going to submit your POGIL on the submissions page. And then I put in a key because I thought maybe you'd want to check your answers with the key and kind of see how you did. So again, that's activity folder 2. And then back to the main page, activity folder 3. If we look at the directions, it says your choice. It's always nice when you have a choice in how you want to learn. Either complete the fingerprint lab that you can do at home. Again, all you really need is tape and paper and a pencil. Or you can choose the forensics file episode about fingerprints. You do not have to do both, one or the other. So when we open this up, here are the lab instructions. So again, those are the only supplies you need: tape, paper, and pencil. It talks about how to basically put pencil graphite on a piece of paper. That's going to be your powder that you're going to make your fingerprint in. And then you're going to lift your fingerprint with a piece of tape. It can be Scotch tape, packaging tape, any kind of clear tape. Masking tape probably won't work. Needs to be something clear. You can even try, if you don't have tape, just pressing your graphite loaded finger directly on a piece of paper and see how that works. Here are some examples. This is a great fingerprint because you can see all of what are called the ridges. This one is smudged, so that one would be difficult to identify. And then you're going to take a picture of your fingerprint. Next to your picture, I would like you to tell me, do you think that fingerprint shows an arch, a loop, or a whorl? Which again is why you're going to have to do the POGIL first, because you won't know what I'm talking about unless you do the POGIL. But then when you get that all done, your photo and the labeling of your fingerprint, you're going to upload that photograph on the Fingerprint Lab submission page. So that's kind of a fun thing to do. We would have done it in class with actual fingerprint powder. We were going to make a 10 print card of all 10 of your fingerprints because you don't necessarily have the same fingerprint on every finger. But again, I thought this might be something that you could do at home that would be quick and easy to do. So when you go back in the folder, again, there are directions, and then you can either do the fingerprint home lab, or you can watch the forensics file fingerprint episode. It's called Screen Pass. So it's uploaded and ready for you to view it. If you choose the fingerprint forensics file episode, there is that typical fact sheet that goes with it. It's in the form of a Google Doc, so you'll need to click on the title and make a copy. It takes a few minutes to make the copy. And then you'll just be filling out the information. And again, it's in a Google Doc form. Don't forget you need at least 4 pieces of evidence and what that evidence told the investigators about the crime. Don't forget to answer the last 2 questions. And then once that's completed, then you'll go back and upload it to the submission page right down here. So again, there's just one submission page. So I'm either looking for the fingerprint lab photo with the identification of the fingerprint pattern from one fingerprint, or the forensics file episode Google Doc to come through on this submission page. All right, and then if I go back to the main page, again, just showing you the new activities are going to be in a pink folder that I will publish here in just a few minutes, and that way you can get started on it. But again, this is for juniors only. You're doing activity 1, everybody must do. The one activity that's in there, the Ed puzzle. Activity folder 2, everyone must do. There's one activity in there, a fingerprint POGIL, and then of course a key in case you want to check how you did. And then activity folder 3 are 2 different activities. You only have to choose one. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me through Schoology messaging, or you can email me. And if I need to do another update later in the week, if I see that there are problems happening, I will be sure to do that. But I guess the most important thing is to remember that this new folder is for juniors only. Seniors, your job again is to get any missing assignments completed from previous folders. That would be the red folder, the green folder, the gold folder, the purple folder, and I do believe the pink folder. Get those activities done by or make up any missing activities by May 21st. So I'll chat with you later. Goodbye.